Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm the Canadian Biz Geek. Today we're going to talk about getting in trouble and why at work you should really never hear that phrase. Now, in my career, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to get in trouble, or I was afraid that I would get in trouble, or just that phrase in general used quite a bit in a professional workplace environment. And I'm not a fan in any way of using that terminology or even creating that atmosphere. When you create an atmosphere in your workplace that is fear-based and your staff's afraid of getting in trouble because they didn't do what they were asked or finish the task or whatever, you create a high anxiety atmosphere that is not conducive to the quality of work that you're looking for. There are many people that are in a position of authority that don't have the leadership skills to know how to get the best out of their people. So in turn, what they do is they treat their staff like children. You can't treat your staff like children. They are not your kids. They do not have to be there. Yes, they might have rent to pay. It doesn't mean that they're obligated to be there and that they have to deal with whatever you say to them or whatever you put upon them. They don't. Your staff are free to leave, and many of them will do so if you don't create the right environment for them. Now, I'm not talking about lovey-dovey hand-holding and all that like I did in a previous video. What I'm talking about is when it comes to your staff feeling like they're going to get in trouble, you want to make sure that it's okay for your staff to make a mistake. Now, we're not encouraging them and telling them that's fine, it's no big deal if you destroy the thing, whatever. What they need to know, though, is that the consequence of coming to you and saying, hey, I wasn't able to get this done, doesn't result in them getting in trouble. These are opportunities. If you have staff that are very good and that are very capable and are maybe just struggled in some small point, these are opportunities for them to get better and them to learn. And that I can't stress more than anything. So in many roles that I've been, where I've walked into a new role as a manager of a store or manager of a location, and I've heard that phrase, oh, I was afraid I would get in trouble. These are people that are acting in a way that is either not natural or not in their best way, not in their best these are people that are not acting normally or naturally or doing things the way that they normally would because they're so focused on not getting in trouble. So out there in manager land, you need to purge that idea of your staff getting into trouble. Corrective actions are not punishments. And if you treat a corrective action or you treat a coaching like a punishment, stop. You are not their parent. You have to make them better. And if you have a staff member that is getting better, I always use the phrase up or out. So if you have a staff member that you're coaching, you're training, and you're investing into, and they're becoming better and better and better, that's great. They're becoming better. They're going up. If you have a staff member that is, maybe they're just not built for it. Like I've said in a video before, in saying goodbye, sometimes they're just not right for the role. When you hired them, maybe they had a great energy, but they're not very well organized, and you hired them to be maybe a coordinator or something. So that isn't necessarily even them getting in trouble. It's recognizing that maybe they're not a good fit. And in which case, you can either reassign them to an area where you do feel like they would be better used, or you say goodbye. But your staff should never feel like they're getting in trouble. To me, that is just, it's unconscionable. You don't talk to your staff like that. You are not in a position of power over them. You run your business. You are their manager. They are your subordinates. Absolutely. But take away that power, and what you have is a team with a hierarchy, and the point is to make that team better, not to get people in trouble. And with that, I'm Jason, and I'm Canadian Biz Geek. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And with that, have a great day.